One more time, again and again and again. Welcome to the Avit podcast. Boyo Dainton Lee, getting cleaner every time, bro. Popping up on the bottom of the screen. You know what to do. Click it, follow, subscribe, do all that. Check this out. A podcast that dives deep through the jungles of culture, using conversation as a weapon to hack a pathway through the weeds of the world, hoping to find reason and resolve as our desired destination. You like that?
Is that a Boyo fucking...
I wrote that last night.
I fucking love that shit.
I wrote that last night, so that's, yeah. At the very least, we might learn something new about this wild realm we live in, or learn something about ourselves on the way. Hopefully you guys can learn about it as well. If you can't, just sit back, enjoy the ride, watch what we're doing. Welcome to the madness that is Avit podcast. And with that, thanks for joining us. So if you're into offensive language, broken English, and unknown dialects from the valleys, you're in the right place at the right time. This is where we're at, yeah? Love to everyone for the support, and thank you so much for watching us, listening. Yeah, we're doing our best, and you guys are doing it too. You're helping us along the way. You're encouraging us with your kind words in the comments, your likes, your follows. So please do so. I know I've said it once, but I have to, yeah. If you feel a bit weird commenting, you don't know what to write, get comment anxiety or whatever, stick a couple of emojis in there. Your favourite, because on the new iPhones,
bro,
I haven't got one yet, you can create your own emoji.
Here we go. But go. Oh yeah, you can. You know the emojis then.
Yeah, I can't wait to have a go at that.
But they've banned the peach emoji.
What do you mean? They've banned it.
We've got that far. We've gone that fucking far down somewhere else that they're like censoring peach emojis.
That's insane, bro.
What do you think? Why would you think they would censor the peach emoji?
They use the peach emoji because it's shaped like a peach, and I'm not talking about the fruit, right? It's a woman's ring. Yeah, like it's a fucking set of cheeks.
So do you think they've taken the peach out of there because people reference it like eat the peach?
Absolutely, they say eat the peach. But also, I used to do this. You can just get the fist and then stick the water emoji next to it, so it looks like you fucking like it looks like that. You can get it all going on, bro. You can do all sorts of emojis.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
You can create what you want, but with the iPhone 16 and the new OS or whatever, utilizing AI and what they're doing, you can create your own emojis. So you can stick in like a lion riding a fucking... I'm going to break it. A lion riding a tortoise wearing sunglasses, and it'll chew out that emoji for you and you can swing it. I'm going to be like, there's so much you can do in there.
So you got to get the 16. I'm like fucking 14 Pro or something.
Yeah, well, we're proing it. At least we're proing it. Do you know what I mean? But we're not keeping up with the Joneses just yet, because we got to crack this Avit nut first, and then we'll getting the iPhone 16, and we'll be emoji in a bitch up. Can you imagine what you can... Well, there's going to be loads you can do, right? So with that, we should have some sort of celebration, but I think the celebration is going to be that we're going to break the barrier of audio podcast across the board. We're going to start sticking all the episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, which will support video as well, so you'll be able to see it. So if you're driving in your fucking car and you're like, I was watching now and I was having a shit. Wait, I got to go in my car to work now. You can slip a bitch into audio mode so you can carry on listening to us in your ears.
Better press record on that bitch.
Yeah, we'll do that. Good show, old bean. There's always something in there. We've fixed this. We got the light in. We got it all lovely now, and then there was something missing. Alejandro, letting the team down. Yeah? Not often I'll do it, but yeah. So with all that, drop a comment, drop a like I've just said. Let's start the show. Let's have it. Yeah? What did you do last night? What did you do yesterday since I seen you?
Well, you visited me in my sleep last night, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So you had a quick look back then, didn't you?
Yeah. Bro. I don't even want to talk about this because I've been doing a bit of astral projection practice, and I'll be honest with you, last week it scared me.
Was you flying around the block again?
It scared me. No, they are the nice times, but what I mean, I've been practicing and trying to focus it and doing like a little bit of like, not meditation, but really calm focus before I go to sleep, just before I go into deep sleep.
How'd you calm focus?
Well, I was doing the practice of emptying my mind, focusing on the apple, building the apple, like I told you before, just having nothing at all in my mind. So you've basically got to wait like busy traffic for it to all empty, and then you can make focus points, and then my intentions of what I kind of wanted to do, and imagine myself drifting out my body or lifting, separating just before you go into sleep. And you can kind of feel like when you get the drop on it, you can kind of feel yourself pulling away. You can almost see yourself in the room, like where you're led. And then from there, the world's your oyster, or whatever they say. The map is your land. Like, but yeah, I kind of scared myself the other night because the dreams were so. I have vivid dreams anyway, but what was happening was so real that I always have audio, I always have visual, I always have colors. But last week, I had a night where we normally have, like, what do we have, 6 to 8 hours sleep we're supposed to have as humans. It was somewhere in between that, right? And the entire night, I was so busy that I woke up and felt like I'd been outside and I'd been doing stuff. I woke up absolutely knackered. I was battered, and I spent the day, I think we did a podcast after it. And that day I woke up and I'll be honest, I felt traumatized.
You know, I don't want to go down the witchy, moony, full moony, fucking goony shit.
We're in though.
But yeah, listen, you know, I got some friends like Beefy, he just literally rails people that fucking talk about the moon and crystals.
Yeah.
But it was a fucking whomping full moon. The tides around the world were causing fucking massive swades and surges.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you know, like the term lunatic comes from lunar.
Yeah.
And like the lithium levels in your head, if you're close to, like, you know, Newport.
Yeah.
It's got like the second highest rising and dropping tide on the planet. I
never knew that.
Next to the Amazon, right? So they reckon that accounts for like a lot of like fucking mad energy in Newport. Yeah.
Wild. And there is a lot of mad energy.
Yeah. So like it's been like a fucking massive full moon, right? Newest full moon, massive tides, and that can pull, you know, because like that's how the tides come in and out. Right?
100%, yeah.
So that could be, you know, if you want to go down that route, yeah, a little bit. I don't know if that's not supernatural. That's like chemical because it pulls the lithium levels up in your head.
Yeah, but it's still scientific. It's just, again, we were talking about perspective on another show where a lot of people will talk about magic, or they'll talk about like black magic, white magic, all this different thing. And you can look at it from like a mystical point of view, or you can look at it from a scientific point of view of, like you're talking about, the moon cycles, the way we are, and it's numerology of when dates line up, different seasons, different, because we've agreed on one thing, is that we agreed on a lot of things, but we've agreed on one thing when it comes to that, is that anything alive has got an energy or life force, right? From plants to animals to, so so then the communication, or some might say the manipulation or communication of working with the tides, surfers work with the tides, just to have fun. Anyway, with the astral projection and stuff, maybe we'll share it another time, because it was traumatic. I woke up the next day.
Well, this week?
I think it was last week. And I woke up and it fucked me up for like 2 days. You know when you can remember a dream and it's pretty vivid right up until the point where you start your day, and then it starts to fade a bit. And then unless you keep thinking about it or you've written it down, it isn't really there anymore. It starts to get missive. Yeah. This thing was like a haunting. It was just, it was getting more and more vivid. It did the opposite through the day. And then the next day I was a bit like, well, I'm glad I feel better, but I was like frowning and thinking about, I'm being like, this is fucking mental. So I'll share the dream on another episode because it was quite traumatic, and I don't expand too much because we'll go down a different rabbit hole we don't need to go down today. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if you're messing about with astral projection, or you're trying to do lucid dreaming or any of that kind of stuff, just be careful, guys. Yeah, because I was dragged through the fucking stingies the other night and it was mental. Like, I think they had me up, bro, out of bed, sleepwalking and flyering or something. Do you know what I mean? I was doing midnight flyering. Yeah, I was working for someone. I'm telling him now. I've been walking about, like, because I woke up and I was drained and I just felt like I'd been battered and I'd been fucking...
Something's happening, because when I mentioned you visited me on my sleep last night, your fucking head almost twisted off.
Bro. I tweaked, yeah. So I've been... Maybe I need to leave it alone, bro. Do you know what I mean? I just drop the button and just start doing some normal stuff. Watch a bit of fucking... Yeah, a couple of omnibuses, read a bit of Catherine Cookson, fall asleep. Catherine Cookson. Who's reading that? Like someone's doing that. So I watched a movie the other night. This is what I want to share with you.
What's it called?
I watched a movie called Conclave.
I'm going to get a chocolate for this.
Yeah, go on.
Hang on.
Settle in, son.
Yeah, let me get a chocolate.
I watched a film the other night called Conclave.
Yeah.
And it's basically about... I don't want to give it all away, right? But it's about the voting process in the Vatican and how the cardinals go through all this voting process to elect a new pope and what they do. And I didn't know. So
I've been in Rome when they've elected a new pope.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I bet that's something to see.
Don't let me derail you,
This is what we're for.
but I think it was a divine intervention.
This is what we're for.
I think it was a divine intervention.
Pull it out. You ain't going to derail me, son.
We were filming Sanchez, European invasion.
Right.
And we were in Prague. And then we were going to go from Prague on this tour bus to Poland. Because at the time, the Pope was Polish.
Right.
And we were just about to go there. Do you know what we're going to do there?
No.
We're going to fuck around in a circus tent with lions. Tigers, sorry. And I'm like, you can fuck right off.
That's far, bro.
I'm like, I ain't fucking going to Poland to fuck with tigers.
Leave
Because
him
like,
alone.
I got a trust issue with people, right? But a tiger, I'm like, nah. He'll sense me and he'd be like, I'm eating you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He's going to eat you.
The
Definitely.
the Pope died, right? And we didn't go to Poland.
Because he died.
We ended up in Milan instead. And I was at the Vatican. And it was like all the world's fucking circus were there. It was fucking mental. It was just fucking carnage there, bro. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Well, I've seen
cameras.
bits and bobs, obviously, we all have, we've seen bits and bobs on the internet and stuff, but I never really knew what a conclave was. A conclave is a formal, often secret meeting or assembly, typically associated with significant decision-making processes or elections, right? The term is most commonly used in the context of the Catholic Church, but it can also apply to other settings where privacy and confidentiality are critical. So they basically get these cardinals. So there's a voting system when a pope leaves or a pope dies or whatever, to the cardinals got to elect a new pope.
Yeah.
And I just thought, on paper, I'm like, 10 boys in a room, you vote it, you send it through. It might be a bit bent. Maybe they've already got someone lined up, like a vice president or whatever, and then just stick him through. It's his turn. Like a mayor, or it ain't working like bro. Like it's a massive ordeal and a process.
Is it demographic?
There's
Not demographic. Is it democracy? Like
kind
Is
of.
it a voting system? Sorry.
It's a voting system, but it's a holy voting system. So
how
it's
does
a
that work?
process, and they all have to be shut away from the outside world. So all these cardinals,
Remote viewing again?
kind of, we're talking about not like 10 people, we're talking about different sections of cardinals from all around the world, right? You've got like Italians, Africans, Romans, like different types of like holy fucking cardinals, and they all come together for this conclave, for this process, and they've all got to be shut away from the outside world. So there's no contact. None of them are having fags and hanging about and having a fucking whiskey in a night.
So they can't be fucking, paid
They
off.
can't, yeah, totally. They can't be, yeah. So, but within that process, they eat together, they sort of sleep in the same places and whatever until this process is resolved, until they find a new pope. So if they all vote, they've got to have a 2/3 majority vote in one direction.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen like that, then they just keep going, and it can go on for weeks, months. It can go on for however long it needs to go on for before they all come to the same decision. And they're all in this big, huge, it's awesome to see. They're all in this big, huge building, which is like their church or whatever they're doing, in this room. There's dudes on the end, and then all the cardinals are here, and they're all dressed in like this red with white hats and stuff. It looks gnarly, bro. It's real. It's a sick film. You need to watch it. Like, it's really good. And then they write their paper. They're writing their paper who they're voting for. They all step up one by one. They got all the smoke and the bits going. They put it into the thing. They clink, womp, and it goes into the pot anonymously. They count it up live, and they say it out loud, and they're all marking down who it is. And each day, different cardinals rise and fall in the voting system. You can see them coming up and going, you know what I mean?
Do they bet on it?
You can see it though, bro. You can see how like things can get bent quick, how people can influence people and whatever. I won't tell you about the film. Watch it. It just taught me about the process, and I thought, you know what? But if they don't come to a deciding vote, they put up a smoke signal out for all the people in the street. Black, so they go, and the crowd goes, "Rah!"
I think I might have been there when they let smoke out the chimney, though. It's like, I don't know if it was to say they'd chosen one.
Well, it was either black or white. So like the black smoke comes out, and I think that's no, we got no decision. When the white smoke comes out, they'll be like, we've got a new pope, we've elected a new pope. It's a deciding thing. So the black smoke comes out when they're indecisive, and they've got to go back and do the voting process daily until they do that. So the order it kept and the people that are involved in doing that, it's insane, right? So it is an insane process. But so here's the quick rundown, just quickly. Participants are only cardinals under the age of 80 that are eligible to vote. The location of the conclave take place in the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City. So they're surrounded by all this magnificent art, and they're in this. It's fucking unbelievable. The architecture and the art is incredible, bro. So that's what I got in on here. I was like, look at this. Because you don't see buildings like that.
No, I mean, it's fucking beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's like next level fucking architecture, next level everything.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
But it's got a fucking, when you look at it, it's got a draw to it that you're like, what is it doing to me?
It's doing something, bro. It's influencing your subconscious.
It's touching you somewhere, isn't it?
It is holy, and it's haunting, and it's doing all this stuff that you can't describe, and you're just like, wow. Yeah. It's very like intimidating in a cool way, and so secrecy is the main thing. The cardinals are secluded from the outside world during the election, ensuring confidentiality and preventing external influence, like you already covered.
Yeah.
The voting process, ballots are cast in multiple rounds until a candidate receives a 2/3 majority. So in this case, I think there's like, it can be like 100 people, maybe more. So they need to get into the 70s. Yeah, they need to get like 72 people or whatever it is before they're like, there's our Pope. And the outcome signal, which is the thing I was like, woof, look at this. It's quite sick how you do it, right? They didn't just go on telly and be like, we've got a new guy.
Yeah.
They waffing smoke up in the air.
It's like a ritual, isn't it? You know.
It's great, bro. So they do it via smoke signals. The black smoke is Fumata Nera, which is no pope elected. The white smoke, Fumata Bianca, which is a new pope has been chosen. So even that bit, I was like, woof. They burn all the votes first.
Yeah.
On the process, because they just go, right, set fire to that in a little thing, and then they just set out a smoke bomb, and it goes woof. But you hear all the city just screaming outside you, and you hear them going, ah! And I'm just thinking, it's nexty, bro. It's next level. So the general use of the term, never mind all that, but it made me really think, right, that I was just like, what kind of world are we living in where all this stuff's going on? Like, a lot of us don't know about it.
What stuff?
Like different rituals in religions, and different types of that's just a voting system, like to get a new pope and I won't go into the film because you need to watch it. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it, and I don't want to spoil it or whatever, but the film's good in itself in that process. But it made me think about religion itself, and do I believe in religion? Is it a thing? Because it's definitely a thing. Like, it's definitely a thing, and in our generations, we're brought up to think like, oh,
what's the thing? Religion?
Yeah, there's many of them, and there's different types, and there's different reasons, and you know, it's quite well documented that a whole bunch of them, especially in our alternative cultures and thoughts, schools and stuff, that were just like, well, there's a lot of them out here just to make money, aren't they? Like, it's just pushing an idea or a fucking...
It's like having a fucking great event, isn't it? That event's sick, it builds and is amazing. And then, like, within 5 years, it's fucking bastardized and everyone's just trying to jump on it, make money, and it's like, whatever.
Perfect, bro. Yeah, you've nailed that. And I think that's kind of what happens to a lot of things. But I don't know, because I've never looked at it in that way. But when you look at stuff where procedures and things are really, like, well kept, and the secrecy, it's not even about the secrecy, it's about how hardcore they go and how important this process is.
Yeah.
So when you see the importance of the process and how it goes down, it kind of gives you a respect for what they're doing and the uniform and how they're doing it, and you're just like, all right, cool, man. The art, the Vatican City, the Sistine Chapel, like, and I'm just like, that's fucking so sick. And it's the organization of it. It makes you really, well, it made me really think about religion then. And I was like, okay, so I didn't want to go around all the religions in the world and start seeing what they did. But I was interested and intrigued after I watched the film, and I was like, I wonder how many people out there have got like mad religions or mad processes and different stuff going on. And then I thought about you, because I was like, you said before briefly that you were...
Well, I wasn't, but my mum...
Oh, no, you were brought up around...
No, my mum went through like a patch of searching.
Right.
Yeah? And someone knocked the door at the right time when she was in a spot, I guess. And... it was the Jehovah's Witness gang, not the Avit gang.
So what happened then?
So she just kind of got into it, yeah?
Yeah.
For a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years. It wasn't for ages. And then I end up like, I was at that age that she was taking me with her. I couldn't say no type thing, yeah? But I got out of it in such a sick way. I'll tell you if you want. But anyway.
Yeah, let me know. Like, because I want to know what the process is, right? For anyone that doesn't know, like, I kind of got a rough idea of Jehovah's Witness, but you got a first-hand account.
Yeah, well, listen, I probably wouldn't have given a fuck so hard about it, right? I would have just gone along with it for my mum, because it was just me and my mum and my sister. Yeah. I didn't want to be in fucking church. I wanted to be out fucking about with my mates. So what's my thought process here now? Where am I going with this?
I kind of want to know what it was like to experience that growing up.
So, for me,
because I didn't experience that, like, and what it.
Give me a bit more juice.
I didn't like. What's the feeling, and what do you think it is from your perspective as a kid? Then you're like, my mum is asking me, or not asking me. I have to go knock doors.
I didn't knock a single door.
Oh no, you had to go with her though.
I had to go to.
You didn't knock a door.
I didn't knock.
I didn't. That's not very clear. I didn't. Hang on. I didn't knock a single door.
No chance.
No, one door was knocked by this fist.
I said, right? I said, like, I ain't knocking doors, but I'd go to the Kingdom Hall on a Sunday. Yeah, right. And I think then it was like, for a little period of time, there was like going to this one house where they'd all hang out. Yeah, right. And then on another day, I'd have to go to like
they'd meet up. So everyone who knocks doors are all having a
chinwag,
tea party and
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was this house. I used to go to this guy's house on a Sunday morning. I'd sit there and he would talk to me about shit. And the only thing I can remember about it was you said something similar before. It's like, we could be a speck of dust on a fucking in a snow fucking machine anyway, whatever. That's the only thing I remember from it. But like, I went into it. I was trying to stay awake when he was telling me because I told you, because I asked so many questions. Because that's what you do, isn't it? When you're trying to find out how this works, I wanted to find out how it worked and how they knew, and because obviously I knew there was a fucking ton of other religions. Because in school they were like fucking getting you singing fucking.
They're showing us Christianity there, and they're straight and clean.
In school they were like, you had to pray and shit. Yeah. I'm like, amen, believe in God and shit and all this stuff, right? Say the fucking Lord's Prayer. Then I was doing this other thing with my mum as a Jehovah's Witness thing, and I was just like trying to work out in my head as a young kid what it was and where the truth in it was and everything else.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, you're going, oh, God has done this. I'm like, where is he? Yeah. And they depict him as this fluffy fucking guy in the sky or whatever. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Got a beard and a robe.
Yeah. So I'm asking tons and tons of questions. And because I always ask questions, it kind of probably rubbed people up the wrong way. And I weren't a cunt. I was just a kid that wanted to know.
Well, you know, you're allowed to be curious, right? Because, and obviously it's like asking questions about anything. As soon as you ask questions and someone's really, really, really into something, they're going to see it as a thing of doubt. They're going to be like, you're doubting. Why are you doubting? You're like, I'm not doubting. I'm fucking curious.
Yeah.
What's up? Like, let me know what's going on.
So maybe, you know.
I never experienced it. So I just wanted to know from your perspective.
Well, I can tell you from my
what it feels like, what it is. Like what the fuck you actually have to do to like be part of being a fucking Jehovah's Witness.
Well, I think the only thing that good about it was there was this like semi-fit girl in one of the houses we used to go to, and I'm like, all right, I don't mind going to the house because it's someone. Yeah, but I was anyway, whatever. But the one big thing I went to was in like Cardiff fucking
mega church
stadium, whatever, the old school Cardiff Arms Park. I went to Cardiff Arms Park once, and it was fucking thousands of people there. But anyway, they'd had the Awake Book. Watchtower, you know, the whole fucking.
No, what's that?
Well, you know what that is, bro.
No, I don't. Like, I don't. That's just why I'm asking you, because I brought Conclave to the table and I did some learning.
All right.
And I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know what the Watchtower is, bro, and you know what the fucking Wake Book is.
I don't. For the sake of the audience, then, right? Like, what is the Watchtower?
Well, they're like magazines, in there. They're mags for the fucking for that crew,
for the faith, right?
Yeah. What?
So what are they, like conversion flyers? Like, this is what it is as a breakdown, bullet pointing. Like, are you...
Bro, I think, you know, like I told you, I've got a bit of brain trauma as a kid. When I come to reading, it was a bit fragmented. So I'd ask questions, lots and lots of questions.
Which is a way of learning, yeah?
Yeah.
Fully.
And they was telling me, well, I was like, so, you know, I've told you before, there's tons of religions in the world. Right. How am I going to fucking choose the right one then? How do I know this is the right one?
Yeah.
And I guess like a lot of people just have this inner feeling. Yeah. They have this like inner calling, or something happens and they just get drawn to that thing. Yeah. A thing of faith.
Then they pick a flavour then. It's faith, isn't it?
It's faith, yeah. And belief. So like, so for me, I was asking him these questions, and they were saying, well, listen, we know Jesus' real name, and it's Jehovah. And that's why ours is the one. And I'm like, well, just because you know his name doesn't mean to say it's the right one. You have to go deeper than that.
Good shout.
You have to go deeper than just
Some people say it's Yahweh.
It's like, yeah, okay, I got his name here, right? That's his name. I'm like, that's still not fucking making me believe.
It could be Dennis.
Don't care.
Everyone could be wrong. It could be fucking Dennis, man.
Yeah. But bro, do you know what? I had to fucking go to this one house. This is what fucking did my head in about it.
This is what I want, bro.
No, you don't want this bit, because this isn't like, I didn't have anything fucking,
No, I just want to know the experience, because I didn't have that experience.
My experience was this, right? There was two other Jehovah's Witnesses in the school, right? And whenever they walk, I've been to the one school, Westmont, for first 2 years. I told you, I moved around everywhere as a kid.
Yeah.
I had no roots. It was chaos. So then we moved up the valley to Abersacan. My mum had recently got into searching, and looking.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Abersacan Comp, and it was a fucking zoo. I loved it. It was fucking carnage.
Class.
But like these two of the kids walked through the schoolyard, these two girls, and they were Jehovah's Witnesses. And like every time they'd walk through the yard in the day, they didn't bother with anyone else. It was just them two on their own. They think they were like two sisters maybe. And the whole fucking schoolyard, it was like fucking UFC time, bro. They'd get up in the fucking balconies and up in the fucking eaves and lofts, and they'd be like, Jovi, like all the school laughing, pointing, and I'm there going, oh my fucking god!
Laugh.
I'm like, they're talking about me because my mum's dragging me to this shit.
Yeah.
So I was like,
stay out.
So like I was like, I can't fucking. They can't know that I'm going to these fucking things. So like,
Just like a dirty secret.
Yeah. So one of the kids in my class, he lived in Blenavon. And one of the weekly fucking go to this house type thing with a bunch of them, right?
Yeah.
He lived right next door. So I remember like, he's going to find out. I'm like, and I can't be known. I was like fucking 13, maybe 14. No, 13.
And word spreads quick, don't it?
I was 13.
On the yard, like.
Yeah, it was 13. I didn't last long. I didn't have to last long into it because I got out of it. So basically, I used to have to like put my hoodie up, like, and just hide and go into this house in my own fucking cloak, so that he wouldn't know it's me. And then one day he was like, Did I see you in that house last night? I'm like, me? In what house? He's like, I'm like just playing it like,
it's cold in, bro.
And he left me alone.
Sweet, man.
But like, there's no juice on this. But the way I got out of it, out of going to church, the Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall, was because this is right. Where I lived, a bunch of the guys had dirt bikes.
Yeah. Classic in the valleys. Yeah.
So you'd like fucking get some petrol out, fucking sniff it, light it on fire, put it in gravel, juggle gravel. Yeah, fuck about with fire.
Sniff it first.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
So me and that boy went to one of the cars in the car park, right? And he knew how to siphon petrol because he had motorbikes.
Suck it out. It's a bad. You need a mint on you though.
I went around to this fucking car with my mate who wanted to do this stunt, and siphon petrol out the car. And my friend's dad caught us.
Mid-siphon?
Whose car it was. So I ran off, fucking, oh my God, we're fucked. And dunk, 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 dunk on the door.
Not a Jehovah's Witness.
Not a Jehovah's Witness, no. And it was my friend's, this guy's dad. And he was like, Jan, I can't believe it. I've just caught your son. He was siphoning petrol out my fucking car. My mum went fucking mental. She went mental. She was like, right, grounded for a month. I'm like, what the fuck?
No way.
So she grounded me for a month, right? So I was like, in the house now, for about a week in. She went, if you continue coming to church with me, I'll unground you, right? And I'm like, no, I'll stay grounded then, right? Yeah, I'll stay grounded. So I was already a week in to being grounded.
Yeah.
Right?
3 weeks left.
3 weeks left.
2 on good behaviour.
Yeah, and I'm like, all I gotta do is wing it for another fucking 3 weeks in this house, and I'm fucking out of church.
Forever.
Yeah. So it got to like fucking, I think it got to like 4 weeks in. I'd gone past the time I shouldn't have been grounded. And I was too scared to ask her because I thought like she would go back to church.
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything. I said fuck all to her, right? And she just said, fucking get out of the house. You don't have to fucking go. I did her head fucking. I just did her head in.
Amazing, bro.
So that's how I got out of fucking. That's how I got out of having to go to church. So there was another divine intervention, so to speak.
You sat it out. You sat it out long enough,
Yeah.
bro. You jailed it up, done your time, and then
Yeah.
it was just like, get out of my sight.
Yeah, and weirdly, at the end of that grounding, she bought me a brand new pair of Nikes, and they were fucking sick. The box smelled great. They smelled great.
Oh, nice.
So when I was ungrounded, I was nipping around the block in a pair of Nikes, and that's when I found skateboarding.
Back into the devil's lair.
Yeah.
Just walking around.
Sacked that off and got into skateboarding.
Unsheathed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naughty.
Yeah.
Nasty. Waiting for the horns to turn up.
So that was my brush with that. But like obviously since then, like growing up and shit, I've been fortunate enough to go and visit a lot of countries around the world and hang out with different tribes, different cultures, different shamans and shit. And I've been lucky enough to experience so many different flavors of like faith, religion, all sorts of shit like that. So like, and I still haven't found my thing, but whatever.
But this is what I think about, not a lot, but I've thought about over the years, is like, do we really need, I mean, some people, look, we is quite loose. Some people need a thing. Some people need a flavor, and some people need a culture because it's a structure. Somebody like me, where my mind is so like wild and all over the place with imagination and things I think about, things I read and whatever, and culture and stuff, that I kind of like too much of an infrastructure wrecks me, because much like yourself, like you said, where you had too many questions, so you can't just settle with, I know his name, we're the best, and you're like, that can't be the biggest selling point you got, guys. Like, come on now, like we need a list of what's going on here, how this works, and I need an expanse. And then I would exhaust the people in whatever version of this is coming to me, because they would be like, can you stop? And I'd be like, why? My question then would be, why have I got to stop? Like, why have I got, I'm giving my all to this. So if I'm giving my guts, my blood, my fucking heart and all that, and my entire mind to the situation, this faith or whatever, why have I got to stop asking? Like, why do I need to, surely curiosity can be quelled with answers and we can like keep going. Like we said the other day, progression for me and learning is like a drug in itself. It's something that I thrive for. I'm just like, give me that. Give me that juice. Give me that learning or whatever. So what I'm trying to say is, do people really need...
What?
Something went off over there.
The fucking main light's gone off. Right, okay, well, it's fine. We can get a... do we really need?
Yeah, okay, I know where we are.
Do we just got to... Talking about religion, all the lights go off all the fucking time. Like, what?
Soon as we hit anything paranormal or religious, they fucking bum us down.
Bum us.
I don't know if you want to unplug that blue light and just get that one straight over there up to there.
What I was thinking was, do we need to have... what I was trying to say with the point I was making there, with the structures and stuff, is do we really need like a structure? If you believe, you can still believe in something and you can still have an interaction or a feeling or like what people call serendipity, which is a form of, I don't know, like maximized coincidence, if you were to explain it.
Yeah.
Like serendipitous things happen in your life where you almost feel like you're being given road signs to pathways and you just think, Jesus Christ, like things have led me to this point. Do you know what I mean? I'm being led by you. If I listen to the things talking to me or notice the things around me, then, but you can also say, look, coincidence is coincidence, pal. If you're looking for them, you're going to see them. And
well, if you want to believe.
But then I'm not asking this question. I'm just thinking, what's the difference really? Like if you want to believe and it's working out for you and things are happening in your direction, what does it matter? Like,
no, I don't think it does matter. But I don't think it does matter. Like if you find comfort in faith, right? Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
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 But I guess like
I'm back in it.
But it comes to a point where there's mass corruption inside of certain
100%,
fucking,
and that's shit's being manipulated.
Yeah, I don't know much about all of it, right? So I gotta be careful what I'm saying because I don't want to fuck people off, right? But,
yeah.
But anyway, I guess like my main takeaway for it is if you find comfort in it and you have a faith and a belief and you're a good person, fucking brilliant.
But yeah, like you're saying, but with exactly the same point you're saying, I can apply that to my life without a culture or a structure or with something that I have to adhere to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can still be a good person. I can still feel like I'm having signs given to me that lead my life in the right path. I'm still doing the right thing on like a morality stand. Like, I'm being, morally correct, and I'm what I believe karma, my karmic balance. I'm not, do you know what I mean? I'm not doing shit stuff constantly. Like, even the little things. I'm not walking outside and just littering on the floor, do you know what I mean? And having a shit in a bag and then just throwing it in the river.
Yeah, but
like,
but you can just go to confession.
For what? No, but
A confession box, can you? Go to a confession box, tell him your sins. And,
absolve me of my...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think what I'm trying to get to is that I understand religions exist. I understand that a lot of people need structure and they need guidance, and we need like a thing. But then for people who don't want that, like myself, I don't really feel at this point in my life or any point in my life, I've needed or wanted a structure of religion to be like, well, it's Sunday it is, mate, and you've got to come over here and we're going to this building and we're doing that. Yeah. Because it feels like a football team. It feels like, well, it's Liverpool it is. And if you're in Liverpool and you've got to wear that shirt, you've got to, by proxy, you have to, or, by the natural law of things, because you're over here so hard, you can't be over there at all. So you can't even look at Man United in a light where you're like, oh, they're decent players, they done well. You have to be supporting of this side, good, bad, ugly. And in my head, I'm like, all that is unnecessary processing, technically for me. And I'm like, I just feel like if you're a good person, the exact things the points you just made, good person, doing good, looking for the right thing, you're leading your life well, you're fighting strong for your family or whatever it is that you've got going in life, your business, your thing. That's the be all and end all of it. You can still, personally, I still feel like we can still connect to nature or connect to some sort of guiding force.
Yeah, I'm not saying...
You don't have to have a flavour of the name. You don't have to name them. You don't have to...
Yeah, you can fucking pray to the higher power, right? Rather than saying, fucking hell, please God help me. You could be like praying to the fucking universe.
Yeah. It's a connection port.
Or like fucking trying to like fucking...
I see it as like an internal router. Like we are like receiving and giving like energy ports. Like we are like this thing that receives and gives like electromagnetic signals. So you can connect to stuff. And we know this with relationships. We've done it with people, right? You can be in a room with someone and be like, something feels off. Like it doesn't feel right. Like you can have someone that's super like hyper dark and negative in a party and it kind of sours the vibe. Alternatively, you can have someone that's like super amped and it turns the party to the point where the house is on fire and shit. The police is, it can go either way and you can feel it in relationships. So I think that, and that's invisible. That's something that we can't kind of prove or disprove. You just kind of know it. And so in terms of connection, I believe and I understand and know that, like our auric fields touching some sort of connection port and whatever. So I just feel like we can connect bareback, is what I'm saying. We can go in bareback raw. We don't need
You don't need an institution behind you.
Yeah. We don't need any of that. Because we're going to end up exactly what you just said, perfectly put. There's shit that's being bastardized, that's being used, that's being manipulated, that's being, for different purposes. And you're going to get roped in with that. Because you got your name on the fucking board. Do you know what I mean? Jonathan Bullitt, a.k.a., the money launderer. Like, you're part of the clique and you don't even know what's going on. So it's just like, it's like being part of a gang, I suppose, or being part of a... So with that, then, I was just like, the world is mad, innit? Like, we're quite mad, but, like, who isn't mad, for a start? And then, after watching Conclave and the organisation, and I quite liked how good that looked, and I was like, it could be good to be part of that kind of thing, and some people yearn for it, and so then I started looking at strange religions.
Right.
And practices around the world. And I found a gang of them, right? I found a bunch of shit that's going on that whether or not they started out of like satirical purposes or whatever, but they are legal and they're real.
Who are they?
Check this out. Right? Check this out now. I'll find like...
It's not David Koresh, is it? And his posse. Remember him?
This is the first one. No, I don't. Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Yeah? So it's technically known legally.
Sorry, what did you say?
You heard it. Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
I'm in.
So some fucking nutters have done this, and it's in brackets, it's called Pastafarianism. Right? Pastafarianism. The origin of it began in 2005 as a satire by Bobby Henderson to protest the teaching of intelligent design in schools. Whatever the fuck that means. The beliefs: the universe was created by a flying spaghetti monster. Followers believe in the importance of pirates as the original peaceful beings, which is mental because pirates are nutters, isn't they? We all know pirates are nutters, bro. Wooden legs and one eye, pirate on their shoulder. They laid back you down. They will want it for a coin.
I watch them every day on the internet getting shot at by people on boats.
Yeah. And you can also have digital pirates, can't you? People that are stealing stuff off the internet all the time, which I'm sure we've all had a little dabble in, haven't we?
Pirate Bay.
Pirate Bay. Practices: wearing calendars on their heads, especially for official identification photos, and celebrating Talk Like a Pirate Day. So, yeah, Pastafarianism, the religion, what was it called? The Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster is one that exists. Another one is Realism, right? Origin, which was founded in 1974 by Claude Voronihon, or whatever, Rael, his name is, Rael, after he claimed to have encountered extraterrestrials called Elohim. So the Elohim or the Elohim are mentioned in the Bible, and they're mentioned in different biblical texts, right? They're supposed to be a certain type of person.
The past-eating pirates.
Yeah, these aren't. This is another one now called Realism, whatever. The beliefs are, this one sounds a bit more serious, but it's involving extraterrestrials that are called the Elohim. And the Elohim are mentioned in different biblical texts.
Yeah.
Indian Vedic texts and, yeah, all this. So the beliefs are that humans were created by the Elohim using advanced genetic engineering. Followers aim to build an embassy to welcome their creators. Their practices of meditation, sensuality, and advocating for world peace. Cloning is seen as a form of immortality.
Cloning? Well,
Cloning.
yeah, that would be, but like, how are you cloning?
Well,
alien cloning.
We've been down here before, haven't we? Because we are like, we can't transfer the soul. Like, we can't transfer the memory and the soul energy. Well, I say that. Like, I fucking know. I've never cloned a thing in my life. Like, I've copied someone's own work. Like, do you know what I mean? And I photocopied a couple of fucking... I put your ass on a photocopier over there and then just go, what do you... That's a lost art now as well. Because you can just take photos of your ass and send it to people, can't you? So you don't even need to do that anymore. What's the point in having a photocopy of your ass? You've wrote a chocolate. Look at that stood up. That's serendipitous.
Look at that.
Coming up like a Pope art.
Bro, dude perfect. Eat my milker.
Eat the shit out of my ass. Dude perfect. Oh, fucking hell. Listen, this is another one.
Bro,
so that one was quite serious.
No, shit. I just thought, I wanted to go back to the pirate. I could say, have you ever had an angry pirate?
No, what do you mean an angry pirate?
You had an angry pirate?
No.
Jizz in your eye and fucking boot you in the shins. Walking on, hobbling like fuck.
That's a real thing. Oh, yeah, of course. One eye, you know.
leg.
Arr.
Yeah.
Arr.
I had to gather in there. I had to try and break out of this like place that I've been trying to get out of forever.
Yeah, we're building a church. We're building a church around here. We're cornering you in.
Yeah.
So the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, Realism, which is a bit more, yeah, like you can see that. It's not a bunch of fucking fools giving it pirates with calendars on their head.
I'm not going to dismiss that one.
Like I could be absolutely slaughtering this because I can't read. I read like a fucking 5-year-old. Aetherius Society. So the origin is founded in the 1950s by George King, who claimed to have been contacted by extraterrestrial beings. They've popped up again. There's another one they've popped up again, right? And the beliefs are focused on the idea that advanced beings from other planets like Venus and Mars are helping Earth evolve spiritually. So similarly to the other one, they believe that the Elohim have created us.
I'll have a little look into that one. Sounds interesting.
The practices are prayers, energy transmissions. We would. Couple of text messages back and forth from the mind. And pilgrimages to holy mountains. So any kind of holy mountains. And saying that, do you know the, jumping off a little minute, the pyramids
Yeah.
in Egypt, the Grand and the Great Pyramids and whatever.
Mr. Beast just hide them out, haven't he?
Have he?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And he's buying TikTok, apparently. Anyway, cut that part out.
Keep it in there.
Who knows?
And those pyramids, they reckon there's parts of the Grand Canyon that you're not allowed to go to. Like as a tourist, you're not allowed to like go in there and do anything, or even as whatever you are as a scientist, and you're not allowed to check out certain parts of the Grand Canyon because they reckon they're hiding parts of history because they've got remains of what looks like a sphinx. Well, you know the big...
fair play, but this is where I had the idea in my head. You know, like all these like fucking etchings on walls and shit in caves?
Yeah.
Well, they flooded out fucking tons of America, didn't it? It's, you know, the US, North America, they flooded fucking tons of it out with like big dams and reservoirs.
Right, yeah.
Well, what's in those fucking caves and shit? They flooded.
This is where we're at.
Loads of
when
little-
we think about America,
loads of fucking old shit scraped into walls and shit.
and America's massive.
Yep.
And when we think about America, we just think Route 66, hamburgers, like all the bullshit they're doing. And the furthest we can go back, because it's quite a young country, innit? So we're talking like 200, 250 years old in terms of Western civilization.
Yeah, so as far as we know, anyway.
Yeah, as far as we know, on that front is what I'm saying.
It's ancient as fuck. We
You
just
know,
went and
but-
murdered everyone now.
100%. But what I'm saying is, from our history book standpoint, like Western civilization culture it's like 200 odd years, innit? Like of that. We just go straight back to the fucking cowboy times, and then anything before that, you're like, well, it's just the Aztec Indians, isn't it? It's the Native Americans.
We're fucking absolute fucking cans, aren't we?
We are complete twat bags, and we haven't got a clue past our own history, which is probably half made up anyway. We have
Boink.
no.
Have a bit of this Man in Black pen. Boink.
Yeah. Gone, bro. Memory gone. What's this TV show? 2.5 Men or whatever. Just fucking have a bit of this. Friends.
Yeah.
Like have a bit of, and we're just like, oh my God, pass me that burger. Like we're in the mix, and we. But yeah, that they were looking at. And once they saw the two photographs, so the Sphinx comparatively put next to a point in Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
In the Grand Canyon, there's a section that looks like a smashed up Sphinx. Like the facing has gone off it, but you can see the arms and the shoulders. Whereas if you looked at it normally, we'd be like, pile of mountains. Whoa, that's great. Grand. But you really look at it and you're like, oh shit. Like, again, another coinky dink, another.
They're all over the planet. Pyramids, like there's tons in China that we don't know about. All through fucking Russia, there's fucking heaps of them.
Yeah.
And then the stars align.
Tartaria, whatever.
We're going to find out with planets aligning now. We could be in for a new awakening.
It's going to zills us. Has you got a photograph of it?
Yeah.
Look at that. Taint.
Well, you know what? Like, if you want to believe.
See the pyramid behind? Pyramid behind. See
Bro.
the Sphinx in front? Sphinx in front.
Here's the thing, though, right? Listen, seriously, if you zoom out of the world and look at it, like if you just zoom out of the world, yeah, I'm looking at that now, and I'm trying to fucking put this together for you, right?
For me,
Yeah.
I'm all right.
All right, I can see shit in nothing, mind, right? Because I can make fucking images and fucking like faces out of fucking.
I'm not saying it's real. I'm just like, look at that with your eyes.
I know. I fucking forgot what I was going to say now.
You're going to put it together for me.
Yeah, but you know, like, they reckon the world ended in floods and shit back in the day through the Bible.
Yeah.
Fire and floods, or whatever.
Noah's
it was.
Ark and all that.
Yeah, floods, Noah's Ark.
2 by 2.
I've been to the Grand Canyon. Have you been to the Grand Canyon?
No, love
right,
to.
Right. When I went in there, right, I got the car, ran up to like this part of the Grand Canyon, right, and it just unfolded. I went, whoa. It fucking blew my fucking mind. I could feel it right from my body. It just took, you know, that shit takes your breath away.
Yeah.
I can feel it now.
I can imagine.
It was something fucking else. And I looked at it, I was like, how? How the fuck is that there? And like, there's a little river at the bottom. I'm like, no way. But like, when you think about the impact theory, right?
Yeah.
Of a meteor or something, comet, whatever the fuck. Like, when you look at the shape of the Grand Canyon and zoom out,
Yeah.
it's a fucking gigantic river. It's been torn and gouged away by fucking some floods and shit.
Yeah.
So, I know, they link that to the Bible, they link it to an impact. Yeah.
Like, in reality, all we've got really is our experience with things. I've never been. You've been. Like, do you know what I mean? So there's two different experiences there. Not going and going for a start. And then on top of that, all we've got is information. So whether we know what the information is, whether it's real or it's up to us to fathom. And it's not up to us to be like, that's mysterious. I'm in.
Yeah.
I believe. It's going back to that religion thing again. Do you want to believe? Is this thing, how do we prove what is a reality and what do we know? Like,
I think is like similar to like what I feel like when I see bits of news pop up and then stuff pops up on the internet and stuff, and I try and read between the lines, there's truth in there,
100%.
but you've got to try and fathom that shit out between all the bullshit
You have.
and the misdirection and everything else.
Sometimes they're telling you as well.
Yeah.
With misdirection.
Yeah.
You can, and like you just said, 100%. You've got to read between the lines, and you can
Yeah.
read and you be like, oh, they're saying this because
Yeah.
they're saying this.
All these religions are all very similar in certain aspects. Some of them have deities, some have gods, some have fucking, whatever. I'm talking about shit. I know fucking, I'm a caveman.
We're
I'm a
talking
fucking
from our
caveman.
understanding.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? We're talking from our understanding and our experience of the world, which is absolutely fine.
So there's faith and religion, right? But then there's spirituality,
Yeah.
right? And then there's this feeling of there's this feeling of something and connection,
That's what I was talking. Yeah.
right? So
That's
like,
where I'm at with it.
I feel that there's definitely a connection. And like, I definitely feel at my age now that I'm like, what is my life's purpose? Right?
Yeah.
Rather than
Why am I here?
smashing my dick with a bamboo stick, right? You know, fucking,
And it can't just be, because the theory that we're a speck of dust flying through like a million other planets of things going round is all well and good, but it makes me think that like there's a reason that they want to make people feel so I'm saying they again, who the fuck are they? Like there's a reason that you would feel so insignificant being like a morsel, like we said before, a shit crickle on the finger of a god flying through space or whatever after he's just picked his ass. Like that entire theory for me gives you the opportunity to be like, do you know what? I don't give a fuck. YOLO. Like, I'm going to go gambling. I'm going to rent like 15 hookers now and have a piggyback to the co-op. I'm going to fucking,
yeah.
Like, it gives you the opportunity to say, fuck it. And I do think exactly what you just said. There is a connection. There's a connection to something. What it is, what do we know, whatever. It's in our life's journey to discover it and whatever. But there's definitely a connection to something, because something as magic as, and this might sound cliche as fuck, but something as magic as having a baby, procreation, and just bringing something into the world that's a part of you and someone else that you've shared it with is unbelievable. Like, it's incredible.
Bro, when my daughter opened her eyes and I looked at her eyes for the first time, I could see like the fucking universe in there. She opened her eyes and I was like, whoa. It was so deep.
I know about it, but I haven't had that experience.
It was so
this
fucking
is
deep.
what I'm saying.
It's so deep.
Yeah, so it's like, and then you've got the beauty and you've got the like privilege of bringing someone into the world like that you can see them grow up and go, do you know what? Like, it's a different feeling that you can't get anywhere though. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't fucking buy that, bro.
But
like, you can't fucking.
Well, there's that connection thing again.
It's magic, but it's something else. It's just something else.
But that's what I feel with like, you know, sometimes you just feel this. I don't know what is this shifts in you. There can be a shift in you, right? And you can definitely feel a connection to something.
Yeah.
But trust me, I was disconnected for a long time as well. But then I was observing everything from fucking multiple different perspectives.
And it can happen because, like different biblical texts, scriptures, and all sorts of things have told us in the world through history, there's pitfalls and there's traps set up for us.
Yep.
Whether they are tests or whether that's the other side trying to drag us under into that world of, you know, it's pointless. Don't even try. Sit down. Just gamble your life away. Do you know what I mean? Like, punch a hobo in the face and steal everything.
What is it's like business, isn't it? Business is fucking bad news, like a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You can like really get dragged through hell through business, and then you're like, hang on, is this a good planet? And now you got to pull out, and you just got to do what feels right for you. And do you know what I mean?
It's a machine for a purpose, and you can get dragged into the purpose and become one of the cogs. That's what you're saying, right? And then as a cog, you've lost your moral center point. You're just like, what the fuck have I been doing for the last 10 years? I've earned $1 billion, but look what I've done what the fuck?
Yeah, but like, we've all been, when you grow up with all this distraction, right? When you're totally fucking distracted and there's just all this shit to fall into and to fucking dumb you down, like, it's fucking, you know.
It is there like a numbing cream.
You've got to fucking, like, I'm not trying to be a fucking... listen, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm a caveman, right?
Saying follow your heart.
But I feel like you'll get to a certain point when you've gone through a lot of shit, right? And you've fucking been so disconnected, but then you have these moments of connection and shifts that you feel like this. Can't explain it, but you can definitely feel that there's just no fucking way that this is so vast.
It's not a coincidence.
It's just no way that this is so fucking vast, right? Because this is bigger than all of us, like way bigger.
2,000,000%. Yeah, I agree with you. And I just think, yeah, there's coincidences, but this situation isn't a coincidence. Do you know what I mean? I don't think, like you said about connection, I just think it's too great. It's too great a coincidence. We can do like 15,000 podcasts just on the list of coincidences of things that have occurred up to this point in our existence. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking mental.
Yeah.
And you can try and explain it away with science, but I don't want to explain it away with science. I'd rather use science as a methodology of explanation of reality. It's like an equation. Science is like an equation, and you just go 1 + 2 = 3. So you can see how stuff works with that. But, you know, the why and the reasoning of what the fuck's going on or whatever is a different thing altogether,
Bro,
which is...
It's so far. Like, you just got to look at all these NDEs, these fucking near-death experiences where people put out there. And I've told you before, I've first-hand listened to someone that I really, they wouldn't fucking bullshit me. And they had the fucking gnarliest experience. Yeah. Right? Where they drowned. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go into too much, but they told me their NDE, right? And it just fucking bent my fucking head. I was like, it just fucking bent my head. And then I learned more about NDEs, and then you learn about these ayahuasca trips, and you learn about the DMT.
Perfect.
And all these different places people go to, and there's always there's always this common thread through a bunch of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're here now in physical form.
They have
right?
experience.
We're in physical form, body, mind, and soul, and all that shit. But there's definitely more to this shit. That's all I feel.
There is. There definitely is. And because of that, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's a beautiful thing. And through the experiences we have in life and sharing those experiences and understanding, like we said, when you know your friend that's had NDEs, near-death experiences and stuff, and other people have them, you can kind of tell when, and I'm saying that loosely because maybe some people can, some people can't. Maybe some people are brilliant liars or whatever and good actors. But you, after a certain amount of time, like of having social skills developed from being around other people and talking to them and stuff, and looking them in the eyes, and you can see from people breaking eye contact, they can't look at you, they can't. You can kind of you start to read micro. What do they call it? It's like micro mannerisms and stuff in it. You can start to read stuff even if you're not that way inclined. You're not like thinking about it consciously. You can feel the energy. You can read the room. You can read the person. You can kind of naturally you go, this guy's full of shit. Like everything he's talking about is inconsistent. He's jumping. He's like the show. But what I'm saying is that you can kind of understand. Like you understand with your friend. You already know this guy's not going to fill me full of shit. Why is he going to take his time out to tell me lies? There's no benefit from it to him.
Yeah.
Like there's no... So someone explaining their experience to you is super interesting. Whether you're into it, whether you sort of like go, get away from me, I'm scared, or whatever it is up to you in an emotional reaction or, a thought or whatever. But eventually and in the long run, like that's all we've got to go on is people's experiences in life and go, that was really interesting. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like just because I haven't experienced that, there's 15 million people that have been through it in the last 25 years. Like, let's have a look at those accounts. Let's listen to what they've said. Like you said, there's a common thread going through each thing. Holy fuck. You know what I mean? Literally, holy fuck. What the fuck? You know what I mean? What the shit is this? So it's like, I find all that super interesting. And it's the connection port that we don't need to go into religion to find, is my opinion.
You don't know.
Like, because it's
I
out
don't.
there. It's all happening around us.
Have a look around.
You can get it on a Tuesday afternoon, bro. You don't have to get it on a Sunday morning. You can get it wherever it is. It's freebie. She's out in the ether. It's everywhere around us. So, yeah, just like to say that. Flatliners. NDE film.
Oh, that's an NDE
Seen
film.
Flatliners? Yeah. So Flatliners.
They do it on purpose, don't they?
Kiefer Sutherland, Kevin Bacon.
I haven't watched it. I don't think I've really watched it, but I know the fucking...
They put them under. They take them. So they're a bunch of medical students.
That's it.
They're a bunch of medical students who are studying, and they find out about how you can sort of like manipulate NDEs. So they know enough about what they've been studying medically to put each other under to the brink of death. So they put each other under and go, ring. I think you can bring someone back to life according to the film. You can bring someone back to life after a few minutes. So they've only got a few minutes, so they can send them to death and then bring them back to life, defib them or whatever they're doing.
There we go.
Whoosh, bring them back, and then they're trying to document their experiences when they're in that place.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the film ensues.
Far. Because, if you've been choked out or fucking knocked yourself out, you've been put on anesthetic.
Yeah. But you know that thing people used to do, like in school or whatever, they do the push thing where you just put your arms across your chest and they just literally shove you up against the wall till you go, ugh.
Yeah.
What's that, like asphyxiation? Is that what it's called technically?
But yeah, because I've had they've been knocked out, choked out, and a bunch of shit been put under loads of times. I've not really had any kind of feeling apart from it going boing, but I'm just come back round.
Well, with drugs, when you go under anesthetic, it's difficult because number one, you probably can't remember anything, even if stuff did happen. Number two, you're drugged up to fuck.
Yeah.
So your experience is warped. It's not a natural thing, is it? It's for a purpose. You're either going to be operated on or something's going on. So you're going to be like, you're melted into sleepland on purpose, and then you come back out and you're like, what the fuck? You don't even know where you are, let alone what happened in that place. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's difficult to understand in that because it's a manipulated experience rather than a natural thing.
But some of the coincidences, I've been on the streets a lot, haven't I? Right? And we all have, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But you can look for signs in everything. Like, you know, when I was trying to stop drinking, when I was drinking heavy, like partying heavy, I went to get glass in the kitchen once, and it just went woof past my hand. It didn't go past my hand, but I went to get it, and it just like went off the side, went bang, and just exploded on the worktop. I'm like, is that a sign?
It's stopping you, bro.
It's a sign. It's like, I need to
But
stop.
even if it's not a spiritual sign that you can or can't prove as a paranormal event or whatever helping you, it still fucking is.
But they say these guardian angels.
Yeah.
Is it like a guardian angel guiding you or trying to fucking push you into the right? Oh, fucking knows. Give me a little sign. Is he your nana passed away?
What I'm trying to say is whether
Do you know what I mean?
whether it definitely, factually, scientifically, whatever you want to ickily it as, right, on paper, and you can prove that, it doesn't matter if it is or it isn't, because it still is for you at that point, and it still was. Because at the point you were like, I'm going to have this. You didn't, right? And you kept on the path that you were on and you wanted to be on. So it still worked. It doesn't matter whether it just matters that the experience for you managed to put you in a direction that you wanted to be in. So it's just fucking...
And it goes back to being...
real or not, it's real.
And it goes back to feeling comforted.
Yeah.
If that experience for that person, they could have been, like, you know, I'd been like an absolute fucking write-off, right? And then they have a couple of these weird coincidences, and they're at a point in their lives and they're like, I'm out. But these things they can interpret it however they want, and it can lead them back out of the place that's taken them down.
Well, again, on another serious note, like drug addictions and severe, like real severe cases that are too far gone or whatever because of like heroin, whatever, crack, like fentanyl, all those epidemics are happening in America right now, and they happen over here as well. But these like addicts to become ex-addicts, I now we're saying it, I totally understand thinking right now on the spot, these institutions can save those people to a degree where when they have an experience, or whether they think they've had one, whether they feel like they've had one, whatever the fuck it is, whether it's real or not, it's pointing them to a direction where they've now got a tie line. They've got an anchor that they can, a rule book, a system they can follow. Where, like me, when I'm fucking wandering around or whatever, connecting to shit, that's too loose. They need something that they can use as a rigid fucking a rule book to be like, look, I need structure in my life because I'm just chilling. I'm just out, fucking needles in my arm and that, just doing whatever.
Yeah.
So when those institutions can be a saving grace for these people, and I totally understand that and I get it. So I'm not even bad-mouthing religions. I'm just saying, you know, personally, I don't get it from where I'm stood. But I'm not living on the street in a cardboard box, like looking for another crack rock or whatever, and other people are. So in those situations, on a serious note, I completely understand.
Go for it.
How those institutions can help.
Like Annie with two fannies. If that's what you want to do, fucking go for it.
Yeah, she's doing it. She's running $1 for whipping her lips open. And then, like we said before, it's a fork in the road. It's a surprise. It's a kinder surprise.
Who are you to judge her? Let her fucking crack on.
I ain't judging her, but she can crack as much as she wants. Just don't come near me with that, but don't fork in the road for me. The Prince Philip movement is another religion.
Prince Philip movement.
It's called the Prince Philip movement. Origin,
not him.
A cargo cult in the South Pacific islands of Tanna that views Prince Philip, the late Duke of Edinburgh, as a divine being. This is real.
Oh, yeah, because, come on.
Do you know something? Yeah, but the beliefs are Prince Philip is seen as a godlike figure who will return to Tanna to bring prosperity. The practices are the villagers display portraits of Prince Philip and celebrate his life with rituals and feasts.
I've heard about this one.
Skim over that one. The Church of Euthanasia, Origin. This is what it's called, bro. Fuck. Origin, founded by Reverend Chris Corder in the 1990s as a satirical response to overpopulation and environmental degradation, right? The beliefs are advocates for the population reduction. They're advocates of population reduction through controversial means summarized by the motto, save the planet, kill yourself.
Fucking hell.
Legal though.
Jesus fucking legal Christ.
Registered, bro. They're
What the
registered and
fuck?
rolling the dice. They are. Practices, emphasis on humor, don't know how, and absurdity, including songs and slogans promoting anti-procreation and euthanasia. Like, I don't see the funny side of that. And I'm into some shit. Do you know what I mean? I'm up for a laugh, bro. But I have to see that firsthand to be like, is this a joke, bro? Or you really kind of...
Yeah.
Because there's people out here... Anyway. Nawabian Nation, might be fucking that up. Origin, founded in the 1970s by Dwight York, the movement blends elements of Egyptian mythology, UFO beliefs, and African-American culture. The beliefs are humans originate from extraterrestrial beings. We're doing it again and will undergo a series of spiritual transformations. The practices, members built pyramid-like structures in Georgia, USA, and practiced secret rituals. So this is the third religion we've pulled up now, right? That are talking about extraterrestrials being the creators of us as humans. And
Well, that's probably more plausible in my head than we've just come out of the ground out of a fucking as a medscape or something.
as a bean, like,
Yeah.
like a fucking baked
Yeah.
bean
Yeah.
out of a fell off a tree.
Yeah.
Jediism. You can probably guess what that is. But I'm telling you these boys because they're registered,
Brilliant.
full flowing,
Star Wars. shit.
alive religions, right? The origin inspired by the fictional Jedi Order from the Star Wars films, which if you've seen them, they're not too far off some sort of like religious.
Oh, come on, look what they're dressed in. They're all in fucking...
They're robes, bro.
Come on.
They're in robes.
It's all through everything. They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
I hate that they.
No, you know. Yeah, you
I'm
know.
only saying that they, right?
So you're
'Cause-
saying from the back end of the creation of Star Wars, they dressed in robes.
Bro,
They've
they-
got lightsabers. They're peacekeepers of the galaxy. They're
Bro.
kind of like the police
you know,
of the galaxy.
Darth Vader and his mate, you know,
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
Jonathan Bullitt.
The Cardinals of the fucking space world.
Yeah, you're right. The
Yeah.
capes, the cardinals. You nailed it, bro. The Emperor.
The Emperor, yeah.
The Emperor. So it's a fictional order from based on the Star Wars films. It became a parody religion and later a serious spiritual path. So the beliefs are followers believe in the Force, which is kind of what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about a connection port, something that we can...
Yuri Geller, eat your heart out.
He can bend a spoon, mind.
Yeah.
Don't fucking try to eat the yogurt round him, bro. You'll have a spoon out your hand in 2 seconds flat.
Just fall on the floor like goody, you know, that's on my leg.
You'll be fucking drinking a bitch like that. You'll be doing it with your fingers. You'll just be trying to eat the...
Well,
Why can't you leave spoons alone?
listen, you know, we all try and use the Force. Don't we try and use the Force in our heads? Like, you know, like, isn't the Force kind of a little bit like manifestation? Like, I don't know much about that shit, but like...
That's a trigger word for a lot of people, mind.
Yeah, I know it is, because like, do you know what?
Self-help books are just rammed with manifestation, innit?
Yeah, but let me just tell you this, right? Because I ain't into that shit, right? But someone come up to me once, right? With somebody we know really well. It was Walt.
Yeah.
He was in his club.
Didn't want to say his name, said his name.
We've been doing something, and he come up to me. He went, "You know something, don't you?" I'm like, "I know what? What are you on about?" He goes, "You know something."
There's something you don't know.
He said, "You know the secret, don't you?" I'm like, "The secret," and he went, "The secret, you know, the book of laws of attraction." I'm like, "No," and he went, "You need to watch it or fucking read it." So I went on YouTube and looked at it, and I went next time I saw him, I went, "I've always thought like that. I see something in my head that I want to get to, and I keep that vision and I keep that image,
Visualization.
keep
Yeah.
the vision, and then like somehow you have to go all the way around the fucking garden path to get to it, but somehow you get to it."
But see how you've got that naturally. I do a very similar thing. It's pretty much exactly the same. And I think that's a sales pitch, personally, in my opinion. Calling something the secret and then publishing it nationally or internationally for people to read is like a fucking, do you know what I mean? Don't push the red button. And it's the biggest button in the room. You're just like, what do you mean, bro? It says do not push. And it looks like it's the only thing you can push. Like, we know. And it's, what I'm saying is, like I'm just repeating what you said in a different way. It sounds like it's obvious. Like you're reading something that you already know as a person. So it's reminding you of something that you possibly already know internally that you might have forgotten, or you just lost in one of the distractions, like we said earlier, in life. And you just go, huh, this really resonates with me. This book's amazing.
Yeah, it does.
You already know it, like, and you're just like, fucking hell. It's like he knows me.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, but bro, like, because this is something we got built into us. Like, this is...
Well, that's why it's good to like draw shit as well, because like
It's ambition.
Yeah.
Manifestation mind.
I always wanted this fucking cabin, like, that felt like it was in the mountain and shit. So I drew it out. Just completely drew what I wanted. And then like 5 years later, there's one in my garden. But, that's not manifest. That's not manifest.
It was a shed from B&Q.
It's a shed from B&Q, yeah. But like,
It's my wanking shack. I go in and I just have a tug and look at the stars.
yeah, but they say like, didn't it? Is Jim Carrey who's a big advocate of that shit?
Massively. So in the beginning of his career, he wrote himself a blank check.
That was the one.
Like, that was the thing. He wrote himself a blank check for like $10 million. And he wrote the blank check out and put it in his wallet, folded it up, and then just went to fucking work. But that could be a physical... He's really manifesting the work ethic, which I think is... What you're doing is you physicalize a starting point of your ambition, of your willpower and your ambition, engaging in this pathway that you're literally going to create. So like we said earlier, the glass falling off the side for you stopped me from drinking. Was it paranormal? Was it a guardian angel? Does it fucking matter, in brackets?
No.
Because it still helped you on your path, however you saw it.
Of course it did. And of course whatever.
So the blank check, the wallet, the whatever, is just a physical memory rather than a thought that he's created and gone, do you know what? Today's the day that I fucking set my sights on something and I ain't stopping this bitch. I'm going to pick a shovel up and keep digging this fucking hole till I've got a swimming pool or whatever it is. And then boosh, he's got it, right?
But I think the problem with that is, with this whole thing, is that they've labelled it something.
Of course.
They've just called it manifestation,
You can sell it, can't you? Because look how many books, look how many...
Yeah, it's because they've given it a name and everyone's jumping on it as a keyword, as a fucking whatever, like, and I don't, like, you have to do the thing, they've called it manifestation, so that's what it is from, that's what you got to do. You got to vision it, see it in your head, fucking draw it out, whatever.
We should call it fucking graft.
Yeah, but it is, they've just labelled it, so now it's like a trigger fucking word for a lot of people, like you said.
100%, it is, it triggers people hard, doesn't it?
But that word, right, is what you should be doing inside your head to get to where you want to. Because if you haven't got the vision in your head, how the fuck's it going to happen? It's not just going to fall on your lap. If you don't know what you want, it's never... Well, how was that going to happen?
You can't make a decision, can you?
It's all visualization, isn't
it? Being in a car or walking and not knowing which direction you even want to walk in. You might not know where you're going, but if you don't know if you're going to turn left or right, you're going to stand still. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that, right? You'd be like, pick a direction. And they're like, but I don't know where to go. And be like, well, you're going to fucking stand there in the rain, aren't you?
It's like those sticks they walk around with, like they go to water.
Dowsing.
Like, it's like just walk around with a dowser on your head to fucking know where you're going.
So that works.
Yeah.
That works. I've seen enough people, I've been with people who've used dowsing rods, and whether they're fucking about or not, it seemed to work, bro. The pull is there. It's the same as Ouija boards and stuff, innit? Is it willpower? Is there something going on? But I don't know. We're not going to get into that. We're talking about the Jediism or whatever, and their practices with meditation, mindfulness, living according to the Jedi principles, which was created by a man from America, mind.
It's quite a Judaism, isn't it, though, if you think about it?
It's close. It sounds like it. Jediism, Judaism. So the Agori sect.
Bro, I've been with the Agori in fucking India. Bro, this guy rocks up. Before you tell me, this guy, oh, fuck me. Go on,
the Agori sect. What, do you want it first, or do you want to tell me?
Well, I've been there with him, and I refused to do what he wanted us to do.
Yeah.
There was no way I was doing it.
Didn't want to be in there. Felt there. Forces pulling you back.
Bro, do you know what he had? It's fucking gnarly. He had this skull, right? He had this skull. It was like chopped off, so it was like a cup. You know the top part, right?
Yeah.
We was in like, fuck knows where in India we were, right? But he had this top part of this head, right? And it was hollowed out, and he had this like fucking alcohol drink with some shit in it.
Concoction.
Right? And
potion mixture.
Yeah. And he looks pretty fucking wild, man. He looks he's a fucking great, he's a mad guy. And I'm like, what we got to do here? What's this ritual we're doing? And he's like, oh, you got to drink this out of this skull. I'm like, well, where'd that skull come from? And he knew where it came from. And he's like, oh yeah, the girl was in a bus crash. I'm like, hang on a minute. You're going to drink over fucking someone's daughter's fucking skull. There's had a bus crash and she's dead, and you're drinking out of that skull. I'm like, keep the fucking skull, mate.
Moral centre point kicking in.
Nothing to do with that. Fucking get out of my life.
Dark.
Yeah, didn't do much of him. So like, obviously, anyway, so the Agori, you tell me what the Agori is, because I'm just giving you the fucking...
The Agori sect. You give us the gory side of the Agori. Yeah, the Agori sect. The origin is a Hindu sect in India known for extreme and unconventional practices, which is literally where you just put a fucking lamp to, son. right? So thank you for that. The beliefs, they believe in breaking social taboos, which is exactly what they did with that. Bus crash, skull drinking, no need for it. Breaking social taboos to achieve enlightenment, including meditating on corpses to overcome fear of death. That's mental, mind.
Yeah, gnarly.
Led on a dead body, having a nap or whatever, reading a paper, sat on someone's fucking lap, and they've just gone. Practices, rituals involving cremation ashes, drinking from human skulls. They've got written here. Yeah? Not lying, bro. Didn't do the research on the show. I like to surprise him. Done it. Never called you a liar in my life anyway. And eating flesh as part of their spiritual discipline. That's far.
Yeah.
But we will eat cows in that, so still flesh.
Cannibalism, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, it is. It's cannibalism.
That's like halfway between necrophilia and fucking...
So I've read stuff about them putting DNA of babies and stuff in McDonald's. Right? And I'm not just saying I've read something on the internet, and I'm not just saying they're picking up babies. It's like waste. So do you know all the waste matter and stuff that have come from hospitals and limbs and shit like that? And
God almighty.
they say that it doesn't go to waste. They don't just stick it in the dump. They don't just be like, yeah, Barry does it. Or, and most people would be like, well, logically, mate, they're going to incinerate it, aren't they? Like, well, logically, yeah. But what if logically, no? What if logically they sending it down to McDonald's, McCank, having a little cheap fucking... like mince that up and chucking it into the burgers. And we've got a picture of a lorry full of like arms and legs and limbs and all that going to one McDonald's location. I don't think that's how it's going to work, is it?
No.
You've got to think bigger picture. You've got to think how that would... But anyway, we're not going to go into that. So with that, there's one called Happy Science, which is Kofaku no Kajaku. Kofaku no Kajaku. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. Origin, founded in 1986 in Japan by Ryuho Okawa, who claims to channel spirits and gods. Like the sound of that. A mix of Buddhist, Christian, and New Age ideas. So he's jamming them in, bro. He's doing a Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Because Bruce Lee took every art form of fighting and style, learned Chinese boxing, learned a bit of it all. Learned forward rolls and all that off his PE teacher, and then stuck it into one, mixed martial arts. So they say Bruce Lee invented MMA, essentially. That's how they put it. But the beliefs is a mix of Buddhist, Christian, and New Age ideas, focusing on achieving happiness and enlightenment. Huh. Sounds quite nice. Practices. Followers study Okawa's teachings, watch films he produces. So he's a filmmaker. He's making edits. He's busting them out. And attend spiritual seminars. Sound quite light, that one does, doesn't it? Sounds pretty cool.
Not too bad. It's got a good name about it.
Sounds like he's doing them. So anyway, there's a lot of different ones. I won't go through them all, right? But there's a ton of them. And if you want to find out of them, look, there's loads of different... Let's have this one. Uranus Academy of Science.
Uranus.
Yeah? You got it, bro. Uranus Academy of Science. Ripping the cheeks apart of time and space and finding out...
Get out. You've made this up.
No, I'm just saying, I'm jamming on the back of that because you said Uranus.
Go on.
Ripping the cheeks
No, that's
apart.
what it is. That's what it is.
You love that, don't you? Of
course I do.
You come with a fucking electric bolt up your back, man. Ripping the cheeks apart of time and space and finding out the Uranus, the body of science. So it's the Uranus Academy of Science, origin. Founded in 1954 by Ernest and Ruth Norman. So they were a couple, or they could be brother and sister. Either way, sounds like she's whacking him off. Focused on teachings from extraterrestrial beings, beliefs, preaches about interdimensional beings and the coming of space brothers to Earth, in inverted commas, practices dressing in elaborate costumes and creating sci-fi inspired art and literature. So they just, because this is from 1954, so they were just fucking up for a Star Wars film before it was invented. They wanted to go to Comic-Con. It wasn't out yet. They were cosplaying, essentially, and winking each other off and getting it however they wanted to get it. But that's quite good. So, anyway, the point of all those religions is why I was saying that is because they're legal. They're up and running. You can follow them. You can join their churches, in inverted commas, or whatever they wanted to call. Because we know all the big bad boy serious ones or whatever that have been around for hundreds of years. And it's a diverse, where we are in time and space now, or wherever we are in this thing, is like, there's a big diverse mix of lots of different people, different cultures, and allowances to allow all this. I think back in diggity days, this wouldn't be allowed, would it? They'd be dragging people around.
Us like talking like this?
Not even, this and the fact that people can just fire up religions willy-nilly as they wanted because they would be like, we're not doing that. Yeah. Like, do you know what? Like, we're burning your shack down, we're pulling you out, you're going to be fucking towed on the back of an horse and run through the town and ridiculed or whatever and whooped. Everyone's going to be whipping you, throwing fucking rotten oranges at your gums. Like, giving it all that. So I thought to myself, what would it take to start our own religion? Like, as Avit, do you know what I mean? As a podcast, like the Avit gang religion or whatever it is. And so then I found out some stuff about that. So I found out...
He's fucked over there.
So listen, no, I found out what it takes to start a religion. So I was just like, these mad nutters have started different. Got Jediism, you got that one who was talking about the drinking out the skulls and stuff and sleeping on fucking dead bodies. I don't want to do any of that. But I just looked into it. And this is the rundown of how you start a religion. If we wanted to start a church, the Church of Avit. Yeah? And yeah. Chavit, bro. The Church of Avit. And we are the two sort of like...
Oh, you're David Koresh and I'm the fucking pastor fucking...
Well, I don't know what we'd be. We would
Rasta.
have to work it out. Yeah, the Rasta pastor or whatever. The pastor Rasta. So you got to develop... This is the rundown. This is the breakdown. We'll wrap on this now. This is the breakdown, right? Number one, you've got to develop core beliefs and practices. So you've got to define your vision. We've been doing now in manifestation. Yeah? Definition. We know how to define vision. So you've got to articulate your purpose of your religion. So what are we out to do? Yeah, we're unifying people, we are, in harmony, love, and laughter. I'd say our religion should be based on laughter.
Yeah.
Should be like laugh therapy. So what's your central philosophy, spiritual belief, blah, 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 blah. Sacred texts or teachings, don't have to have them, we can have them if we want. Rituals and practices, this is one right now. Right? So we're already starting it. Ethical framework. I think we're quite good in our ethical framework. So we've written down, I've ticked that box. Create a name and identity. Church of Avit. Yeah? Yeah. Boyo Dainton Lee. Choose a name. Got the name. Symbolism. Got the symbolism. Yeah? Got it. We've got the gang signs. You've got it all. The terminology. Create unique terminology for followers, practices, or roles. Well, we do that because we've absolutely ripped the English language apart. Like using our Valley slang accents. So we're halfway there. Number 3. Build a community of believers. Yeah? The Avit gang. We believe, so that's all we need. Here we Lewis in the news, and the rest of the Avit gang are here, yeah? Start small. Done that. Yeah? Form gatherings. Hold meetings.
Bro,
we're ticking these boxes, mind.
Also, you know, when we did the Goon Days, when we did music.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the meetings could be when we used to take it on the road and do live shows with gigs.
We could do live shows.
With the music.
We could bring...
That's our gospel choir.
We could bring the Church of Avit followers to, yeah? There's our gospel choir. You're right, bro, 100%. Discussions, yeah? Services to foster a sense of community. Spread the message. Use social media, public speaking. What the fuck? Like, we're doing it. Establish organizational structure. We're pretty organized. We've turned up today. We're doing it. The leadership roles, it's me and you. Governance, yeah, got all that. Funding, it's up to you guys. You got to chuck your money in the pot. We're going to pass it round in the pews, and you've got to stick a coin in the pot. So we'll set that up, and you guys got to do it. So register legally, in brackets, if desired. So we don't really need to register, but if we want to be on the list, tax exempt status, we can fucking woof. Yeah? Religious. Establish sacred spaces. What are we saying, bro? Like, we've got our churches. We're doing it, bro. Spread the religion, teach and educate, offer classes, workshops, or materials. This is our class. This is our workshop. Yeah? I can feel it. I can really feel it coming in. You know what I mean?
Like, he's channeling.
Yeah, you run. Like, I can feel it. Avit. We got it, bro. Yeah.
Big bungee to the ass. Bolts your fucking soul out of your ass into the stratosphere and whips it
Someone
back in.
just throws a fucking hot pasty straight at your face. And you're just like, ah! And you're going to take it as well. It's Peter's as well. So the top layer is greasy after spinning the microwave. And you're going to just fucking, yeah! Corned beef all up your chops. Address challenges, criticism and scrutiny. We've done that because we're not being bullied. That's for a start. Be prepared to defend your beliefs and practices respectfully. Yeah? So fight politely. Fight politely. That's what that says to me. Adaption. Stay open to feedback. Yeah, we'll do that. No worries about that. Internal disputes. Well, we can handle them internally if we have any disputes and we want. Key considerations. Ethically responsible. ethical responsibility to ensure that your religion promotes positive values, we definitely do that, bro. There's not a negative feed on the show. We're not doing it.
You know why I preach in this?
Yeah.
Everlasting laughter.
That's us, bro. It is. Everlasting laughter. I'm having that. Avit. Yeah. Everlasting laughter. The Church of Avit. Cultural sensitivity. Very, very sensitive to culture we are. Yeah. If I do say so myself. And sustainability. Think long term. This is us doing our sermon. This is our fucking... Do you know on cable TV in America where they used to have the preachers just stood there in fucking like cheap dinner suits or whatever and being like, and now the Lord is coming through the screen. He's going to strangle you unless you ring me. 555, the Lord's going to strangle you up. Like, we're doing that, right? But we're doing it in a nice way.
I've just like had visions of doing short skits with you as the Rev, like, bro.
I'm in.
You know,
the Rev run. And we're on a running machine like that, do you know what I mean?
So at the end of each show now, we're going to have like a Rev run breakdown of like, you know, a little bit to take away from the show.
Perfect, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. We're pushing peace. We're pushing positivity. We're pushing everlasting laughter.
Yeah.
I love that.
A fucking man.
The eternal laughter of the Avit Church. And with that...
everlasting laughter. Everlasting laughter. A fucking man.
A fucking man for the everlasting laughter of the Avit Church.
Avit. And there's the sign. Avit.
Yeah, Avit. You can do it, right? And with that, we'd like to thank everyone for watching this episode. I'd like to thank everyone for watching this episode or whatever.
Are you doing this? Are you doing the gangster underneath there?
Yeah, no, this is like they do in here. They put their arms under a tea towel or whatever when they've been winking off. I don't know what they do, but they do something, don't they?
Doing this.
They got something going on.
They're doing this with their thumbs under there.
Don't they wear a towel? We're not going to get into this. We're trying to wrap the show up. Thanks for joining us. If you've enjoyed the Church of Avit this week and you've enjoyed everything you've seen, drop us a like, a formal comment, or a holy emoji down below. And we've been your hosts, Boyo Dainton Lee. And yeah, we'd like to thank you. And with that, should we brat them out?